The latest numbers are in for February 2024, and what you're probably wondering is 2024 going to be a repeat of 2023, or are we going to see a change in this market? We're diving into that and more as we take a look at the latest numbers here for Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, and we're doing it right now. Let's do it. Welcome back, everybody, and if you're new to this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, including the latest numbers here for the Atlanta real estate market, then hit that subscription button, tap that notification bell so you can be the first to know about all things that's happening here in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Jonathan McCoy, and I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make that move here to Atlanta, Georgia. And whether you're moving right now, a month from now, or a year from now, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Would love to talk with you more about your move here to Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go ahead and dive in to these latest numbers as we go through them. Again, as I said many times, these are numbers that no one else is showing. They're exclusive to Keller Williams' office here, and I'm bringing them to you as soon as we get them. So let's dive in here. All right, so we have a brand new chart that I'm bringing up, just started coming out. This chart can be confusing if you're looking at it, so just to give you a heads up, don't get too lost in it, but it's really useful right now. So first of all, this is going all the way back from 2008 to now, so we're giving a broad view of what this market has looked like to where it is now. And you got a lot of different lines. Just to give you a heads up when it comes to reading graphs, you got your x-axis and your y is different depending on what number we're looking at here. So just to give you a heads up, and I'll kind of go through them all. So first of all, I don't know, what do you call this? Pink? It's kind of a pinkish purple here. Basically what this is your annual income, all right? Your annual income for the Atlanta and metro Atlanta area. So in 2008, the annual income for someone was $48,640. We're now looking at a median income of $69,830. That's going to be really important as we get through this graph, specifically on this key term that we're going to talk about, payment to income ratio and affordability. And that's going to be a key to this graph. That's why I really like this graph. Next up, if you see the red here, the red goes with this red line right here. And this is mortgage payment with a 20% down. All right. So if you had 20% down, what would your mortgage payment be? Well, back here in 2008, it was $918. Look at this one right here. And this is just including your mortgage. This isn't your insurance and your taxes. But down to $431 down here in 2012. What a time to buy. But then again, a lot of people were hurting too. So follow this red line up, and we're now way up here at $2,176. So what a difference. I mean, we talk about affordability right now, and this is one of the reasons why it's tough out there right now, because the median mortgage payment right now with 20% down is $2,176. And again, that doesn't even include your insurance and your taxes. All right, let's now jump to the blue line here. That's interest rates. Interesting. So back in 2008, we were looking at 6.07% interest rate. Right now, when this chart came out, we were at 6.62. So good news is interest rates have dropped. And they're kind of wobbling a little bit. Last number I saw was like 6.78 coming into this weekend. Again, interest rates will vary depending on your credit history and your credit scores, along with the amount of money you're putting down, the type of loan you're getting. So those will vary, but 6.62%. So it is on the downswing, which thank goodness is happening. But why I love this chart the most is this green. So this is your axis over here, so that don't get confused by where this green line goes. It goes to this number right here at 25% here. So this green is the affordability line, okay? Your payment to income ratio. And this is where you want to be, or this is typically where you want to be when getting a loan for a home, how much of your income goes out to just your mortgage payment. And so we can see that for most of the time, this dotted green line, we're below it, which is a good thing, all right? You want to be below that line. But what happened here, and we all know what happened once 2021 hit the pandemic, the line started going way up, all right? And right now, we're talking about 37.4% of people's income, all right, is going towards their mortgage payment. That's way more than it should be, okay? And this is all based on the median income, the median sales prices out there. So this is why affordability is so bad right now, is because the percentage of most people that are out there would have to be paying 37.4% of their income into their mortgage, and that's not advisable, okay? So this number shows a lot here. It kind of shows, with all these numbers being high, all right, this interest rate being high, the amount of money you're paying per month, even if you had a 20% down payment, and then that all factoring into the payment income ratio versus affordability line, then this is where we're going to have to see something shift soon. Either we're going to have a drop in prices or a drop in interest rate, okay? Home values or prices are going to go down. The problem is right now is, as we've started to see interest rates tick down a little bit, we've seen more people jumping into the market, but we still have a low number of homes for sale. Well, the more people that come in, the less inventory, that's going to drive home prices up again. So it's really a conundrum right now of what to deal with. And a lot of people that are in their home want to stay in their home. If you've got 3% interest rate right now on a mortgage, unless you have to move, you're probably not moving anywhere. So this is where it comes to having a really good agent on the lookout, a really good lender telling you different programs that are available for you to work out these numbers to the best of your ability. And also that agent's going to come in to help to figure out what area maybe you should be looking in that maybe you're not, to be able to afford a home that's a nice home for you, but also if you're commuting isn't hours away from your work. All right, we're looking at single-family detached homes, looking at January 2024, which are the latest numbers compared to 2023 of last year. And so as we see, your active is pretty close to the same. So we're starting to see that pending. We're actually down some, 7.4% from last year. The pending ratio's down, so that's not unusual. Number of solds is up a little higher. So we're seeing a little bit more activity, but not much. In reality, these numbers are all pretty close to one another. So the only thing that's not is, look at this, all right? Median sales price, $399 last year. Median sales price of January 2024, we're looking at $425. So we had a 6.5% increase. So prices still are going up here in Atlanta. That's not the case everywhere in the U.S., but it's definitely the case still here. You still have these numbers ticking up. That number is only going to go higher as we get to the selling months that are usually a higher amount of people in the market. That's our spring and summer markets. You're going to see those numbers go up. So we kind of hit rock bottom typically December-ish. I actually think, based on these numbers, that we actually have an increase that's happening faster this year. I think the spring market is starting sooner. I've seen that personally also with the number of homes that are having multiple offers on it, and just the number of applications to get a loan have risen. Median days on market is down from last year by 6 days. So we're talking about 40 days on market. All right, this is your 6 months trend chart. So this is what's happening over the last 6 months. We're looking back at August all the way to January. And this is typical what we see. We see, actives start to go up and then dip back down. This is kind of a residual from people having their home on the market in this end of summer. It's not selling, and then they start to take them off through the holiday season, and we'll see that trend start to go back up come February, March. We'll start to see more actives on the market. The pending, that's the number of homes that are under contract. Again, we see the number go down, less people looking to buy a home, but we did see a nice jump here in January. So we're up almost a little under 400. Was that like 350, somewhere in there? So a little jump here, which is good to see. Pending ratio, of course, if we have a jump in under contracts and less actives, we're going to have a jump in pending ratio. Number of solds, it was down for January, but January is a reflection of December. Like most of the time, if you went under contract in December, you're closing in January. If you went under contract in December, you're closing around the Christmas and holiday season, which a lot of people don't necessarily want to do. So not surprising those numbers are down. Be ready for February numbers to start to tick back up. Oops, they want to go there. Let's see here. Percent of failed is important. 40.3% of homes are not being sold and are coming off the market. So 40% of your homes that you're putting on the market just sit there and don't sell. That's a pretty decent number right there, especially compared to what we were doing. And here's what I'm seeing a lot. Your home's move-in ready, and you price it right. You can't go crazy right now. People aren't going nuts. We have seen some go over list price, but not too crazy. But have your home ready to move in. Buyers right now can't afford to have interest rates super high, the sales price super high, and have to come in and do stuff to your home. You need a new roof, you need a new HVAC system, you need new siding, new flooring, all that kind of stuff. Buyers are coming in and saying, no, they're not going to do it unless it's just an absolutely sweet deal that makes sense to them, okay? So have your home ready. If nothing else, I tell people, at least get carpet and paint done. Let the inside look good. But again, if you need a new roof, siding's falling off the house, you're going to have a hard time selling your home right now. People just have stopped going crazy for homes that need so much work. Supplies and months of inventory, we're at 3.1 months of inventory, which it's gone up from August to here. I expect that inventory should probably start leveling off. Coming down some would be the expectation as we start hitting February and March. Look at this median. So list price is fine. It's just what people are listening for. I care more about the sales price. So look at the sales price here. We want it $454,950. And of course, we started to tick down, jumped up a little bit in October, went down in November, December as normal, and now down in January at $425. So that's what are we looking at? Almost a 30,000 decrease from August to January. That is not unusual whatsoever. That's kind of typical. But numbers are going to start to tick back up here come, like I said, February, March, April. We start to see those numbers. They're going to start going back up. And we already talked about days on market. So we're going to jump to the next slide here. All right, month supply of inventory. So this is how much inventory we have for the Metro Atlanta area based on the sales price. And as we can see, that 350 to 400,000 range is kind of the sweet spot. It's the lowest amount here, other than the really low numbers. So 2.4 months of inventory. We're looking at 3 months in the 4 all the way to what's that? 600,000. And it kind of fluctuates a little bit up and down. But as we get to a balanced market, to a buyer's market, we're looking at 1.5 and up. So I hear all the time like, hey, I want to buy something, I want a deal. Look, when it's a seller's market, there's not deals out there for buyers. You can find better prices, but deals are hard to come by. Based on those numbers, here's what I suggest you do if you're looking for a deal, quote unquote, or a good buy. If you're finding a home that's $25,000, $50,000 over what you can afford, but you really like it, you just need to be patient and wait for that home. And if it's not going under contract and it's staying on market 20, 30, 40, 50 days, that's when you go in and make an offer, if they haven't already dropped the price, lower than the list price. Okay, you can get some of those homes right now. More than likely, though, it's either super overpriced for a home that's move-in ready, or it's just not going to be necessarily move-in ready. You might have to do some paint, some flooring, might be a roof issue. So you have to work through that process, but start looking at these homes that are maybe have really good bones to it, but maybe need a little work. If you're coming to this and you have the money to pay, then just be patient too. There's still not a lot of homes on the market. All right, so if you're looking in a certain area, like I've got a client looking in Peachtree Corners right now at a certain price range, and they maybe have 2, maybe 3 homes that fit what they're looking for come on market every month. And so that's not a lot. This is not the markets of the past where you had 20 homes to choose from that matched. So be patient. If you're looking to move during the summer, I would strongly suggest that February, March, you're starting your home search and you're starting to really look and see what you can get into. So just be prepared. Make sure you have all of your documentation ready. So you've talked with your lenders, you've gone through underwriting completely, and you're ready to make that offer and move as quickly as you can. So just to give you a heads up out there for those that are looking to purchase. If you're interested in townhomes and condos, we'll go through this really quickly. I've told you before on this channel, I like these numbers in terms of really what's telling the market, because townhomes and condos don't go through as much seasonality. But just looking here, we did have a jump in active listings from last year. Pendings have gone down a little bit, so our ratio has gone down, which makes sense. Number of solds have gone down as well. Faileds is a little higher, and look at months of inventory. We're up to 4 months of inventory here right now in January 2024. So the townhome condo market seems to be softening a little bit. With all that said, look at the median sales price. We still had a jump, and now we're at $355,000 for the median sales price of townhomes and condos. That's up 12%. So it's very interesting when actives are more, pending are less, solds are less, but we've had this jump in the price, which is a higher jump than what we've seen percentage-wise from single-family detached homes. Days on market, 42 days. Going to the 6 months trend here, again, like I said, we don't see as much fluctuation, still some, in terms of seasonality when it comes to sales of townhomes and condos. But yeah, big jump here from December to January in terms of month of inventory. We did see a tick down in median sales price, but not much. But look, August median sales price was $350, January now $355, so a little bit of increase. But again, you just don't see the same seasonality when it comes to townhomes and condos. And so I actually like looking at these numbers a little better to kind of show you in this overall market, we're ticking up just a little bit. Not too crazy, just a little bit. So we're keeping steady with prices increasing slowly, but not out of control as we've seen. So what does this mean for you as a buyer if you're looking to buy, or a seller? Okay, sellers, again, you're still in control of this market. However, you got to be smart in how you play it. You got to have your home ready. For buyers out there, be patient. Get all of your documents ready to go. Be ready to go see a home when it hits the market, and just know what you're looking for in terms of your price. If what you really want is a little bit out of your reach for affordability, you're going to have to do one of two things. Change where you're looking at, all right, the area you're looking at, go a little further out, or you need to be patient and waiting around. And waiting for homes to be on the market 20, 30, 40 days and longer. Those are the homes that you should be keying in on. In terms of interest rates, what it looks like this year, we're probably going to stay in the sixes for a vast majority of the year. I know some people have been talking about maybe in the high fives come the end of the year. Right now, I have a hard time seeing it, but we'll see. We're getting kind of conflicting reports because we're getting inflation still high. The job numbers have come in high, but what we've also seen is a lot of layoffs from like Fortune 500 companies, which those don't line up. It doesn't make sense that those companies are laying off people, but our job numbers are high. And we have seen over the past couple months, when reports come out for job numbers, they put the job numbers out and then they revise them in the next few weeks. And every time they've been revised for the last few weeks, they've dropped tremendously. So I'm not quite sure how you can say that there's 400,000 jobs added to the market and then you revise it and they say, oh, no, there was only 200,000 jobs. So I don't know where that's coming from, why that's happening, but just to give that heads up. But more than likely, we're going to see upper to mid sixes for a while. If you see a bigger drop in the interest rate, I promise you people are going to jump on this market quickly, and then you're going to have prices start to go up. I think we're probably going to see a little mini boost here in the summertime for homes and their values. So just get ready. There's a lot of buyer buildup because so few buyers have been coming to the market because of rates of the last few years and prices. So if that changes, I think we're going to just see a sudden influx of buyers, which means a lot of competition, which means that if you're looking to buy right now, you might want to do it earlier rather than later. But the biggest thing is talk to someone who's in the know. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you more about your specific needs and where maybe we can find you a great home here in Atlanta or the metro Atlanta area. Be on the lookout for a video I'll be dropping soon where is a great place. There's a city that we're looking at that's just a fabulous place to go buy new construction homes. Even some that I was in on that were over 2,000 square feet for under $350,000. So be on the lookout for that video coming soon. Thanks for watching. If you got any comments, drop them below. And again, my contact information is below. if you want to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email with your questions, or if you're ready to make that home purchase. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.